Attention sports fans.
Now, it's the moment of truth with Ruth on 102.5 The Bow.
So I am blessed to have some of my colleagues here in the studio with me today. I got the captain, John Carlo, of the rugby team, and another player of his who is also in charge of the media for the USF Rugby team. Thank you guys for joining me on this Easter Sunday.
Well, happy Easter first off, and thanks for having us out here.
Absolutely.
Happy to be on the show.
Yeah, thank you, Ruth. This is an amazing opportunity for us.
Yeah, of course. You guys are, we're going to school together, so we got to help each other out. So you guys had a really exciting semifinal game last weekend. I believe it was Saturday night, and you guys were supposed to be in the studio with me Sunday, but you guys were celebrating. I'm okay with that. You guys deserve to celebrate. Tell us about that game. Who was the matchup? What was the score? Tell me about the intensity. Talk about it.
So, to start, UF was the team to beat this season. They came off really strong. They were pretty consistent, and they were like just the main hurdle in our way. So, So that was a really, really important game, and so we came in preparing for it, like it was a championship.
Right.
So they were really good. They're a physical team. They run straight, and they're really good at passing. And they have a lot of skillful players who know what they're doing. Like they watch rugby and stuff. So,
what was the final score of that game on Saturday night?
It was 65-20.
Woo! 65-20. That
Yeah.
sounds like a basketball score. Like, how did you guys manage that? Like, you guys were just everything was firing at all cylinders.
So
No mistakes.
Yeah, we made some mistakes at the beginning. We came off flat-footed. They actually led the game. I think it was 10-0 the first 20 minutes of the game. But we really just started putting it together. Like we were not running our system that we practiced, and so once we realized that they can't really take us on in contact, that's when we started running really hard and actually punching through their defense, and we started scoring and scoring and scoring, and they started giving up progressively throughout the game, and our fitness really came in handy.
That's awesome. Yeah, you guys are. I've seen the roster. You guys look like you spend all your time in the gym. But, I mean, that's important for rugby because, I mean, this is a huge contact sport. What is the biggest difference between rugby and American football? Are there any similarities in this?
I think Mason would know better because I don't really follow football that much.
No.
Yeah, so I grew up playing high school football in Wichita, Kansas. And a big difference is just not having pads. With rugby, you're completely exposed. Best way I can describe it is like you're riding a motorcycle, you got nothing protecting you.
Crazy.
And so you got to be more self-aware, and you have to have more body control.
Yeah.
But so that's like number one. So the injuries, they can be pretty bad. And then secondly, as compared to football, rugby players, anyone can do anything. Anyone can run the ball, anyone can pass the ball.
I find that very interesting. So there's no like specific positions, basically.
Just to start, there's positions, but on the field, you just fill in wherever
Everybody can be
needed.
a running back.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, anybody can pass the ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's an entire team sport. If you don't have a good team and you don't trust the guys that are right and left of you, you're never going to go anywhere.
Right. So what happens in rugby when you guys pick each other up? What is that? Like I've seen that you guys are like a cheerleading move. You guys are lifting him up in the air. Like what is that all about?
Yeah, a lot of people say they call it the cheerleading thing. That is.
I was right on point with
yeah,
that.
they're like, why are you guys cheerleading? I'm like, okay, that's called a line out. So every time, so the ball's always alive. Like soccer, the game doesn't really stop. Mm-hmm. So the only stoppage is when the ball goes out or there's a penalty.
Right.
And so when the ball goes out, we do the cheerleading thing, the line out.
Cheerleading thing.
In which, like, there's a thing called a channel. It's like a yard wide, and two teams set up next to it, next to each other, and you throw the ball down the middle, and you throw a guy up in the air to get that ball back to your side. So, but they can contest it. So it should be like 60-40 success. Like the team that throws in usually wins it, but there's a good chance that the other team can steal it if they have a good line out.
Awesome. That is so interesting. I definitely need to be paying attention to more rugby rules and how you. Cause, I mean, you guys are going to the championship game. Talk to me about that. How do you guys feel about that?
I feel ready.
You feel ready?
I feel ready.
Okay. Are you guys at like a healthy point where everybody? Because I know Mason had a pretty significant injury earlier in the season.
Yeah, rugby's pretty brutal,
man. You came to class with a black eye. Like it was bad. Like what happened, Mason?
So we're actually playing in this game against FSU, the team that black eye was caused against. Yeah. And so just head-to-head injury. We were out there on the
Head
field.
to eye.
Yes, and I ended up getting 8 stitches and couldn't use my
Ooh.
eye for a week.
It was bad.
Pretty tough time. I had to miss a couple games, and the injuries keep piling up, but we keep fighting. And so I'm looking forward to it. It's been a long, tough season.
You guys are going to be playing the Seminoles. When is the game? Where is it played? Give us some info.
The game is at 6 p.m. at IMG Academy in Brandon. So it's about an hour south of USF campus.
Okay, IMG Academy. So 6 p.m. this coming Saturday.
Yes.
What should your audience be prepared for? Because this is a championship game. So what should they be prepared to see?
Drink a lot of water and be ready to scream.
Yes. Bring your voices for their Saturday matchup against FSU. Now, what kind of reputation does the FSU rugby team have? Have they been winning a lot? When you guys played them earlier in the season, was that a win or was that a loss? How was that?
Interesting question because it was a win by points. We won 19-25.
Okay.
And we were down the whole game. We came back in
And
the
they
second
won the
half.
championship last year,
They
correct?
did.
Okay.
Yes, they did.
So reigning champs.
Yes, reigning champs. They came back this season understaffed, I would say. They had a lot of seniors who graduated. That's what I was hearing from the players who I was talking with following the game. But they really do put up a good fight. They're a good team. They're pretty consistent in all areas, but we are too.
Yeah.
And so I think it's going to be a really interesting game. But they won that game that we beat them in by points due to technicality. We had like an ineligibility issue.
Okay.
So because of that, we had to forfeit. So they got the win, and then
no way.
Yeah, and then throughout the season, they played another team that had to forfeit. So they got 2 technical victories.
Now, what was the reasoning
That
to the
doesn't- yeah,
ineligibility?
Something about like registration and stuff like that. Like I really don't know
guess
the inner workings.
I
of
guess
it.
paperwork
Yeah,
type of deal.
paperwork. It was more
Interesting.
paperwork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That happened to me. I tried to play for a dodgeball league, and I just like showed up to play, and they were like, "You haven't signed up." I was like, "Excuse me,
Yeah.
like this is adult dodgeball." Like I
That's
thought I thought I could just show up and play.
Now, how did you two get into rugby? Like, what was it that you had to go? I have to play this sport.
Yeah.
Mason, you start.
So actually, I just transferred to USF last fall, and I was walking through the hallway, and new student on campus looking for things to get involved in.
Of course.
I was doing a homework assignment, and I was looking for some help on it, and I saw this guy, and he had a leg brace on and a leg boot, and I was like, oh, this guy looks like pretty cool. I'll go say hi to him. Anyways, we chatted a little bit. He helped me with some homework. I was writing a rap song. You guys can see it on YouTube if you want. And he said to me, "You're a pretty big dude. You should come play rugby." And I said, "Why not?" And so,
Wait, so you've never played rugby before?
no, my first time stepping on the field was in August of 2022.
Wow.
But did you play any sport prior to that?
I was a basketball, football, and track were the big 3 that I was doing.
Yeah, I did track, and I know, Ruth, you did basketball and everything else, didn't
Yes, I did everything else. I love me some sports.
But yeah, rugby was a great transition. It's just the family, anyone can do anything. I'm
Nice.
glad I stuck around.
you? Very cool. And what got you down here to USF?
Yeah, why USF? Why did you want to be a Bull? John Carlo, I'm gonna swing that to you too.
Okay. Well, I wanted to be a Bull because I'm from Boca Raton, South Florida, so I'm rather local. But I really just wanted to expand my horizons.
Gotcha.
And so
Okay.
I went to FAU for a semester in my hometown.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Isaiah.
It's okay. It's okay. Because I came to USF for a reason. I really like the academic reputation they have here and how it's constantly growing. They're getting better and better every year. I see in the rankings and stuff regarding academics.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're trying to get them better ranked sport-wise.
Yeah.
And what
they
Because
have a really good-
their football team is
yeah.
questionable.
And what got you into rugby? What was it for you?
So when I was a kid, I'm blessed. I was able to play a lot of sports as a kid, like ranging from golf to tennis to basketball to football and everything like that. So I was pretty well versed in like all the sports, and I knew what I liked and I knew what I didn't like. And football stood out to me the most when I was a kid because I really liked the aspect of running and everything like that with the ball, and I played running back. So
Nice.
I have an older brother. He took me out to rugby once. I was like, "What's that? Let me try it."
What is that?
So yeah, I was like, "What's a rugby?" So he took me out, went to practice, and I saw that everyone touches the ball. Unlike in football, where it's like just a few key guys that really get the ball thrown to them or run with it.
Yeah.
And so come rugby, I see these guys, all different shapes and sizes, passing the ball, kicking the ball. Like they're well versed at everything, which I thought was really interesting. And so that kind of inspired me to stay. And since then, I've just been playing. It's been my passion.
Yeah. How long have you been playing rugby at USF?
That would give away the the two truths and a lie coming
okay,
up.
all right.
Actually,
So we're gonna jump right into our
Let's do it.
truth, and a lie game because you guys know I love to get to know my guests when they come into the studio. So we're gonna start with John Carlo. Give us two truths and a lie, and Isaiah and I have to figure out which one is the lie.
perfect.
Now, since you and Mason are teammates, he's not gonna be,
He's DQ'd.
Yeah, he's
ineligible.
disqualified. He's ineligible.
Yeah, ineligible.
Next time.
Doesn't have the right paperwork. So it's just going to be Isaiah and I. So, John Carlo, we'll start with you. Give us your first set of two truths and a lie.
Perfect. All right. So number 1, I'm a middle child. Number 2, I lived in Italy. And number 3, I'm 26 years old.
He's not 26. He looks like he's like 20.
I think it's lived in Italy. What's the answer?
No. Hold on. I haven't made my decision yet.
Oh. No, but I do agree. He doesn't look like he's 26.
He doesn't at all. But I'm going to go with you are not the middle child. I feel like that might be the lie. You're the baby.
So here are my truths. The truth is I'm a middle child.
Okay.
I'm between two brothers. The truth is I did live in Italy.
Oh.
And the lie is that I'm 26 years old. I'm 22.
Well, I told you, 20, 21, like this guy's young. All right,
Surprised
Mason.
you got away with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
look at
Mason,
that.
you give us one now.
All right, me up. I'm Mason. Hi, everybody.
Mason Phelps.
So today, my first one is I grew up on a farm. My second one, I served in the Air Force. And third, I was a cheerleader.
Ooh, this is tough.
I'm going to say the military.
I'm saying farm because I see you've got the flag up there. So
So I actually didn't serve in the Air Force. I served in the United States Army.
Got it.
So Ruth got that one right.
Bing, 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 bing. All right, back to you, John Carlo.
All right. Number 1, I'm fluent in Mandarin. Number 2, I played rugby overseas. And number 3, I'm jiggy with it.
Jiggy with it as in like you're great at dancing?
I'm disgusting at dancing.
Okay. What were my options again? Okay, so
Fluent in Mandarin, played rugby overseas, jiggy with it.
all right.
fluent in Mandarin.
I'm going to go with I got to pick something different. I'm going to go with 2, I played rugby overseas. Is the lie.
Incorrect.
What's the lie?
I'm fluent in Mandarin is a lie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
I mean, I thought if somebody was going to say that, like there had to be some truth behind it. But I mean, Mandarin is
Yep.
probably one of the
yeah.
most difficult languages to
It
learn.
is.
So
It's very
that
tough.
should have been an obvi for me. So Mason, we're going to go to you second round. Let's go.
All right.
Again, we're tied.
My car is 100 years old. I've broken 17 bones. I'm in a family of 7. I got 3 statistics for you today.
What was the first one?
My car is 100 years old.
That's the lie. I've seen his car. There's no way.
I'm saying 100 years old. That's a little too much of a
Yeah, that's
stretch.
excessive.
That was the lie. I got a car from 1931. It's 92 years old.
Wow.
Oh, that is pretty old.
So
Holy
that is.
crap.
How does that even happen? that's interesting.
Yeah, imagine driving that to school.
There was cars like.
I mean, don't get me wrong. You're going to be the talk of the town when you know. when
Yeah,
you
seriously.
pick
All
that
right,
up
we're
to
gonna go
boot.
to our last round, and then I'm gonna wrap up the show with some UFC talk.
All right. So number 1, I come from a musical family. Number 2, I've played rugby for less than half my life. And number 3, skiing would be my passion if rugby was not.
Did you go to Colorado with Mason when they went? No.
I think number 1 is a lie.
What was number 1 again? The number 1 was.
That I'm from a musical family.
Music or family? That's.
I'm gonna go with 3. That skiing would be his passion if rugby was not.
All right. The truth is that I am from a musical family. My whole
Oh.
dad's side is like
Can
pianist.
you got the vocals?
No.
No. No
They-
vocals.
yeah,
It's
only
okay.
my grandpa sang. My dad's a pianist. My grandfather was a singer and violinist. And
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we
That's
go back
impressive.
generations.
Wow.
That's awesome. I don't know how to play any instruments.
Me
Neither do
either.
I.
I think I could sing, but not really.
Yeah,
Mason, hit us with your.
No,
third.
but what's the lie though?
Oh, true. Let me see.
Oh.
Oh yeah, the lie is that I played rugby for less than half my life. I played
Oh,
rugby for
we
more
didn't
than half
get
my
that.
life.
We're
More
tied
than half
again
his
still.
life. All
since
right,
I
we're
was,
tied. We're
what,
tied.
10 or
Tiebreaker. Let's
11.
go,
All right,
Mason.
let's see what happens. I've never had ramen noodles.
It's a lie.
I'm a thespian, and I own my high school
Theater.
sack record.
You've never had ramen. That's
I
gotta
think
be.
the-
That's gotta
the-
be a lie.
I think
Everybody
it's the-
survives off a cup of soup.
Well, I didn't have that. I didn't have noodle soups until I was like 25.
You're lying.
No, I
What?
didn't have
That's
soups
my
until late.
childhood.
What? I'm the thespian, being in theatrics.
You guys are both wrong on this one.
What?
Wow.
What is it?
I don't have my high school sack record.
What?
Aw, man, we were giving
We're
him a
tied
benefit of a
again.
doubt.
This
We are
is the
tied
third time in
again.
a row.
Great
My
job,
goodness
gentlemen. Thank you
gracious.
so much for joining me in the studio for the Moment of Truth. I will see you guys at school. And so your state championship game is against FSU this Saturday, April 15th at 6 p.m. at IMG Academy in Bradenton.
Yes.
So really excited for your guys' championship games. I will most likely be there because I have to support. Thank you guys so much for joining me in the studio.
Awesome.
Stay tuned in with the Moment of Truth. I will see you guys next week. Happy Easter, everyone.
You're listening to The Moment of Truth with Ruth on 102.5 The Bone.